Let me know when you can hear me. Let me know when you can hear me. Ouch. Don't laugh at me. Reload if you want to hear us. Do-do, 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 do-do. Says offline. Well, you're offline. Oh, it'll happen. Please don't die. Please don't die. Poor Nina's gonna die. Good news, we have super green healthy stream health today. Yeah, because I'm on way more better internet. Okay, we're live now for reals. Oh, they can hear me. Hi, Simsters. Welcome to Maryland. It's beautiful out here today. And by beautiful, I mean it's raining a lot. Like it was wet at the Derby in Kentucky, but here in Maryland, it's really raining extensively. And apparently, the weatherman has now called for rain in New York as well. I didn't realize we generated weather this early, but apparently we do. And so we're going to have a rainy Triple Crown all 3 days. So that's a thing. And tonight we have 3 races, starting with the Baltimore Special, which is for older males, grade 1, 400K. This is always a good race. You've got mile and a quarter horses cutting back, and you've got mile and an eighth horses stretching out. Which flavor will it be? Oh, I love that about this race. The next 2 races, one's for 3-year-old fillies, the Baltimore Oaks, and then followed by, of course, the second leg of the Triple Crown, the Baltimore Crown. All 3 races tonight at a mile and 3/16, which makes writing the race calls for these incredibly easy and wonderful. Tonight's MC is Nina, and to get started talking about the 8-horse field in the Baltimore Special, here she is to tell you all about it.
Hello. Yay, it is week 7. All the milers are starting soon, or I guess they are starting, and routers are going to start soon. Everyone's excited, I'm sure. But let's turn to the older horses in the Baltimore Special. There are 8 horses in this field, and the first horse is Halloween Town. A steward bred owned by Nikki Everdeen, cost $4 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale, sired by Horcrux and Out of the Literature mare, Blanket of Lilies. Last out ran second to Excelsior in the Grade 2 Suburbia handicap. This horse has never ran on a sloppy track, so it's going to be interesting to see how Halloween Town handles the rail as well as the rain and mud and slop here at Baltimore. Probably one of the favorites in this race, though, despite not having run on a sloppy track. Next up is Paradigma. Regina Haggart owns this colt, and he was bred by Brian Price. He is sired by Just Victory, and Out of the Literature mare, Equine Paradigm, comes in off of a victory and an allowance last out on a muddy track, so he does have experience going a route and in the mud, because it was 10 furlongs. Paradigm has 5 to his names out of 17 starts, and his highest speed figure has been an 85. Horse number 3 is Tardis, owned by Susie Rydell and bred by the steward. Cost $8 million at the TBS yearling sale, sired by Sword and Out of the Braveheart mare, Breathe. Comes into this race off of a victory in the Arcadia Million last out, which was a 10 furlong race in California on a fast track. Tardis has run on a muddy, sloppy track before and has done pretty well. Last time he ran on a muddy track, he ran an 89, and that was in a race that just says race, so I'm not sure what race that was, but it was indeed a race. And he is starting from post position number 3, probably one of those that we'll see flying out to take the lead early. Horse number 4 is Allie Hedgestone's Getaway Tracks, bred by Eric Nalbone. Sired by Messiah and out of the Doc Holiday mare, Vanquishing, comes into this race off of a fifth place finish in an allowance last out, going 9 furlongs on a good track. This particular horse hasn't won since year 42, week 14, where he ran an 80 and a non-winners a 3. Probably one of the long shots in this field, but hey, you can't win if you're not in it. Horse number 5 is St. Paul Sunrise, a homebred for Paul Heinrich. This gelding is sired by Easy on the Eyes and out of the Father's Day mare, A New Day Dawns. Comes into the race with 4 wins from 16 starts. Last out finished 5th in an allowance race going this same distance, a mile and 3/16 on a fast track. Last time he won was year 42, week 15, going again 1 mile and 3/16 in the Grade 2 Fraternity Cup. Ran an 82 speed figure, which is sort of below the top level horses in this field. So he might have to step up quite a bit in order to take down TARDIS, Halloween Town, and the Pumpkin King. But he definitely has experience running this distance. Horse number 6 is This Moment, a homebred for Laura Ferguson. This Moment is a 6-year-old stallion, sired by The Awakening and out of the California mare, Sport of Queens. Has 8 wins from 13 starts. Last out won the Grade 3 Born the Best Stakes in Tennessee, going 9 furlongs on a fast track where he ran an 82. This horse's highest speed figure is an 87, but last time he ran that was week 8, year 42. It looks like this horse hasn't really stretched out much past the 9 furlongs. Last time he ran further than that was all the way back in year 41, when he ran 3rd in the Oceanside Classic, going 10 furlongs. So it'll be interesting to see if he wants the little extra distance. He will be one of the front runners in this race. Horse number 7 is the Torrey Pines, owned by Todd Wisnant and bred by Stephen Saratoga, sired by Wind Against Fire and out of the California mare Gaslamp. This 5-year-old gelding has wins from 13 starts. Last out was 2nd in a non-winners of 4, going a mile and 3/8 on a sloppy track in Alaska. So this is definitely a step up in class for him. Last time he ran in a stakes race was week 42 or week 11, year 42, in the Stretching Out at Metro Handicap, where he ran 6th. So he's probably a very high long shot to do well today. The last horse in the field is the Pumpkin King, a homebred for Art Vandelay. This black 4-year-old colt is sired by Grant and out of the Harry Potter mare Enchanted Tiki Room. 7 wins from 13 starts. Last out was 2nd in the Lokai Dynasty Stakes, going 9 furlongs on a fast track behind Cavallo Veloce. The Pumpkin King is just like Halloween Town, has never ran on a sloppy track or even a good track, has only been on the fast track. So it'll be interesting to see if the Pumpkin King takes to the mud. And he should be sitting right off the front runners and another one of the heavy favorites. And that is the field for the Baltimore Special. I will turn it over to the steward.
Thank you, Nina. Excuse me, pardon me. Whoa. Hoping everyone can still hear me because I turned down the audio just in case Nina pulls at me and goes in my ears. Anyway, it's 1 minute post for the Baltimore Special. Betting pool is currently a paltry $16,600. I do not want to see that, so please fix that problem for me in the next 60 seconds. This is, I think, a good betting race, just because the top 3 are so good. I also think that This Moment for Laura Ferguson, that's a horse that I'm planning on one day featuring in the Edge. Spoiler alert! And I would love to see him get a big, big grade 1 here. About 30 seconds left to go. They're loading. Oh, I have to turn off the pick six too. The person who usually reminds me to do that is not here tonight. Family commitments. Psh. Betting pool closes at $43,900. That's more like it. And it is post time. They're off in the Baltimore Special. This moment bobbles and Paradigma was off slowly. TARDIS shows speed. This moment rushed up. Paradigma hustled too. Halloween Town comes along next on the rail, and then the Pumpkin King is taken back off of that group. He settles down from the outside post. The Torrey Pines takes back 6, then Getaway Tracks, and St. Paul Sunrise is the early trailer. TARDIS under the wire the first time, chased by this moment and Paradigma, who presses the pace. Halloween Town, then the Pumpkin King, 3 lengths back 5th. Another 2 back to the rest, the Torrey Pines, Getaway Tracks, and then it's St. Paul Sunrise, the trailer. Up the backstretch now, and TARDIS is still rolling very fast and is also still pressured every step of the way by this moment. They have a length on Paradigma, who has 4 on Halloween Town. The Pumpkin King is a good 6 lengths off of that one, then another 3 back to the Torrey Pines, Getaway Tracks, and St. Paul Sunrise. Into the far turn they run. TARDIS still tough on the front end. This moment weakening though. Halloween Town up third as Paradigma drops back. The Pumpkin King is only 5 lengths from the front now and coming on. He has 5 lengths on the rest of the field, and as they turn for home, Halloween Town takes over from TARDIS. TARDIS tries to fight on. This moment is done, and the Pumpkin King is rolling under urging. Halloween Town, he has 2 lengths on TARDIS. Here comes the Pumpkin King. Halloween Town all out, trying to fend off the Pumpkin King. Here he comes, swooping past Halloween Town, and he's up well in time. The Pumpkin King wins the special. Halloween Town settles for second. TARDIS was third, then this moment, and Paradigma. The official winner was the Pumpkin King. He's a 4-year-old black colt by Grant out of Enchanted Tiki Room by Harry Potter. He is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and this is his 8th win in 14 starts. That was not one of my better calls, but right as I started, the admin, my father, sat down next to me and was like staring at me. I seriously got super nervous. Next up, we have the Baltimore Oaks. Post time is in 13 minutes, and we have a field of 8. We're going to have to talk about them really slowly, or maybe we can do a contest after. Take it away, Nina.
Congratulations, Art, for having the Pumpkin King beat Halloween Town. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas exacta. If we could have bet exactas, I hope everyone would have bet that. But we are back for the Baltimore Oaks, and now we have the 3-year-old fillies trying for their version of the Baltimore Crown. And the first horse in the field is Shadows of Silence, owned by Jack Meyer and bred by Eric Nalbone, sired by Keyboard Courage, and now the Stay Inside mare, Pick Your Line. Has 1 win from 5 starts, $57,000 in earnings. Last out was 3rd in the Raymundo Cup, a grade 3, behind Keep Quiet and Promise. Before that was 2nd in the Border Oaks, and before that was 2nd in the Magnier Stakes. Horse number 2 is Go Placidly, a 3-year-old filly, homebred for Bob Olivia. Sired by Harry Potter and out of the Don't Hesitate mare, Don't Trip, has 2 wins from 6 starts, $103,000 in earnings. Was 3rd last out behind Agent Keen and Hold My Hand in the Grade 2 Warm Stakes. Before that was a wire-to-wire victor in a non-winners at 2 where she ran in 81, and before that was 3rd in the Grade 2 Dance Stakes. Number 3 is a steward bred owned by Bernard Kwok. Cost $550,000 at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Millionaire Son and out of the East mare Pal. has 3 wins from 5 starts, $181,000 in earnings, has won her last 3 starts, including the last out in the Grade 1 Desert Oaks, where she defeated Absent by a length and a half with and then with an 83 speed figure, and before that was wire to wire Victor in a non-winners of 5, and the same in the Over the River Stakes. Horse number 4 is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and her name is Cars. Cars is sired by Owlfa, and out of the High Esteem mare Dizzy. This Bay 3-year-old filly has 3 wins from 5 starts and $79,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 3 Inglorious Stakes last out, wire to wire, by a length and a half over Devika. Before that, she wired the field in a non-winners of 2 with an 87. And before that, she was 5th in a non-winners of 2 behind on a muddy track. So I don't know how she feels about the mud, but her worst performance definitely was on the mud. So Art doesn't seem to be, his horses don't like to get their feet wet, I don't think. And then horse number 5 is Hollywood Dreams, a homebred for Ross Coing Jr. This filly is sired by High Esteem and out of the California mare Cali Heaven. Has 1 win from 4 starts, $34,500 in earnings. Was second last out behind Quintessential in the Grade 3 Sunshine Oaks. And before that, won her maiden race with a 78 speed figure by a length over To Whom It May. Horse number 6 is Danny Derby's Steward bred. Keep Me Calm. Keep Me Calm. It cost $1.3 million at a TBS yearling sale. She is by Stay There and out of the Harry Potter mare, Hold My Heart. Has 3 wins from 5 starts. And last out, won the Apple Oaks by a length and a half over You Are a Deer with a 79. And before that was 3rd in the Grade 3 Skyfall Stakes behind Rambunctious 2 and Of Beauty and Rage. And then she was 11th in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies behind Swifties and Stolen Kiss and Just for Fun. Horse number 7 is Just for Fun, a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn. This 3-year-old filly is sired by URIM and out of the Believe the Hype mare, Believe in Myself. Has 3 wins from 4 starts, $343,500 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Albuquerque Park Oaks last out by a length over Take Her Hand. And before that was 3rd in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies. Before that won the Grade 3 Mercy Stakes over Great Stories. And the last horse of the field is Radio Faces Best Do It, bred by Emma Loughran, sired by Ball of Fire and out of the Imperious mare Kadia. This filly has never won a race. Her best effort was a 2nd place finish, and she has $7,980 in earnings. Her last 4 races were maidens, and her last 3 resulted in 3rd place finishes. This filly has never ran faster than a 76, which she ran in her debut in a $100,000. And that is the field here for the Baltimore Oaks. Do we have time for a contest? So, and it's going to get quiet for a moment, and this steward is going to hold a contest, and it's going to be done in the actual chat room.
Thank you for that preview, Nina, and now we are 1 minute away from post time. Huh. My battery on my computer is extremely close to being dead, like any minute now. And I have 4 suitcases strewn around this house, and I have no idea where the plug-in is. Turn your screen brightness down, steward. It is post time for the Baltimore Oaks, field of 8, $50,300 in the betting pool. I'm hoping people can hear me. I just assume they can, but I don't know. I'm really hoping my battery lasts. They're off in the Baltimore Oaks, a great start for all 8 runners. Speed today from Cars. Cars is intent on the lead. Partner, Go Placidly and Keep Me Calm. Joined by Just for Fun, Shadows of Silence on the Rail, Best Do It, and Hollywood Dreams is the trailer. They're coming under the wire with 1 mile left to go in the Oaks. Cars leads by a length and she's keen to get on. Partner, Go Placidly, 4 lengths back to Keep Me Calm and Just for Fun side by side. Then the 3 trailers, Shadows of Silence, Best Do It, and Hollywood Dreams. Up the backstretch and Cars leads by almost 2. She's clipping along at a quick pace, Partner and Go Placidly chasing, and they have a staggering 8 lengths on Just for Fun and Keep Me Calm, another 2 back to Best Do It, then Shadows of Silence and Hollywood Dreams. Only half a mile left to go in the Oaks. Cars leads by almost 3. Partner is tiring. Go Placidly tries to keep on. Cars is getting away from them, though. Here comes Keep Me Calm with a first bullet. Just for Fun chases after her, and the rest are falling away as Cars is turning into the stretch, trying to make it a Vandalay double. The closers are coming at her, though. Keep Me Calm and Just for Fun. Partner back fourth and Go Placidly. It's Cars. Here's Keep Me Calm. Just for Fun. They roar on past. Keep Me Calm. Just for Fun. Then Cars. Keep Me Calm and Just for Fun. Keep Me Calm there in time, and she kept them quiet today. Keep Me Calm wins the Baltimore Oaks. Just for Fun second, Cars third, and then Partner. The official winner is Keep Me Calm. She's a 3-year-old black filly by Stay There out of Hold My Heart by Harry Potter. She was bred by the steward and is owned by Danny Derby. She cost $1.3 million as a yearling, and she has now earned, like $300,000. This is her 4th win in 6 starts. Just a little shout out to Stay There, one of my favorite stallions that no one knows of. He stands for only $15K. Make it happen. Next up is our featured event of the night, the Baltimore Crown. Post time is in 17 minutes, and we have a large field of 14. To talk all about them endlessly, here is Nina.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, Danny, on winning the Baltimore Oaks. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous right now, so it's okay. But anyway, the Baltimore Crown has 14 horses in it, and first horse at the rail is Asleep on My Chest, a homebred for Xander Zone. This 3-year-old colt is sired by a... Okay, do I sound... Okay. Better? Okay. I'm... Where was I? Oh yeah, Sleep on My Chest. The 3-year-old colt comes in with 2 wins from 6 starts and $164,000 in earnings. He is sired by Ants Marching and out of the High Esteem mare, Confident Coyote. Was second last out in the Grade 3 St. Louis Derby. Can't talk. And ran a 79. Before that, won the Grade 2 Panama Derby over by 3 1/4 lengths over Yuchi. And this particular colt seems to do okay in the mud. One of the front runners in this race, so he is looking to book it to the front end and set up a pace and maybe steal it from the other front runners. Horse number 3 is Anasimos. This 3-year-old black colt is sired by Ants Marching and out of the Awakening mare, Morning Horse, has 2 wins from 7 starts, $128,500 in earnings. Was 18th last out in the Grade 1 Louisville Derby. Was second in the Grade 1 Hot Springs Derby behind Nope before that. And before that was second in the Grade 3 George Washington Stakes behind Taconic. Definitely one of the more long shots in this particular field. Horse number 4 is Tahoe, the big Derby winner. Definitely the heavy favorite here today. Has 5 wins from 6 starts, sired by Maelstrom, and out of the Wake As I Am mare, Corona. Homebred for Eric Nalbone. Won the Louisville Derby last out with a 92 speed figure. Before that, won the Grade 1 New Orleans Derby, and before that, won the Grade 3 Rising Star Stakes. This horse can either go to the front or sit right off the pace, so it'll be interesting to see what Eric's strategy here in the slop is. But he shouldn't have any problems as long as he doesn't have to worry about the number 5 horse, who is D.I. Hardy. D.I. Hardy is owned by me and bred by the steward, cost me $1.2 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Taste of Shadows and out of the I&I mare, Cyrix. Has 5 wins from 7 starts, $965,000 in earnings. Was second behind Tahoe in the Louisville Derby last out. Before that was second behind Scanlon in the Southern California Derby. And won the Loki Masterpiece Stakes before that, wire to wire. Horse number 6 is Berkeley, owned and bred by Chris Bobby, sired by Maelstrom, and out of the Cast and Fire mare, Even Now. 3 wins from 5 starts, $190,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 3 St. Louis Derby last out over Owen the Saints with an 85. Before that was third in the Grade 2 Battle Cry Stakes behind Sort of True and Tumultus. And before that won the Grade 2 2-year-old marathon over Ezekiah and Void Space. Horse number 7 is indeed a Void Space. Phil Hofflick owns this colt. He was bred by the steward and cost $403,000 at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Through the Ring and out of the Millionaire's Son mare Put in Place. Has 2 wins from 6 starts, $111,000 in earnings. Was 13th in the Grade 1 Louisville Derby last out and was 4th before that in the Grade 2 Keyboard Courage Stakes. But he did win the Grade 3 Tremendous Stakes over Nick and End of the Charade week 2 on a sloppy track. So he might appreciate the mud here today. Horse number 8 is Wager, owned by Mike Eaton and bred by the steward. This colt cost $703,000 at the TBS yearling sale, sired by Forward and out of the Father's Day mare Wisp. Has 1 win from 6 starts, $116,000 in earnings. Wager was second last out in the Herkimer Stakes, a Grade 3 behind Tumultus. Before that was second in the Grade 3 Oyster Bay Stakes behind You Are the Best. And before that was third in the Grade 2 Empire Maker Stakes behind Goblin and Nick. Horse number 9 is Space and Time, a homebred for Cleopatra, sired by Easy on the Eyes and out of the Stay Inside mare, Metaphysical. Has 4 wins from 6 starts, $339,000 in earnings. Was 7th in the Louisville Derby last out, but before that won the Grade 2 Keyboard Courage Stakes over One Last Laugh and Shadow Dancer. And before that was 2nd behind Jack Skellington in the Grade 2 Pacific Coast Highway Stakes. Horse number 10 is Scott Islands After the Disco. He cost Scott $761,500 at the TBS Yearling sale. He is sired by Firefly and out of the Voldemort mare, Secret Order. He has 3 wins from 5 starts, $229,000 in earnings, was 6th in the Derby last out, and before that won the Grade 1 Sunshine Park Derby over Good Together in Incendio, and before that won the Grade 2 Trial by Summer Sales Graduate Futurity over Python. Horse number 11 is the Stewards Cup Juvenile winner, Scanlon, homebred for Jolene Danner, sired by Doc Holliday, and out of the Wake As I Am mare, Parting Aways, has 4 wins from 6 starts, $1.2 million in earnings, was 5th in the Derby last out behind Tahoe and D.I. Hardy and Be Prepared, won the Grade 1 Southern California Derby by a head over D.I. Hardy, and before that was 2nd behind D.I. Hardy in the Loki Masterpiece Stakes. Horse number 12 is Sorta True, a homebred for Brianna McKenzie, sired by R. Lyons Real and out of the Redwood mare, Dogwood Trace, has 4 wins from 5 starts, $195,000 in earnings, was 8th in the Derby last out, and before that won the Grade 2 Battle Cry Stakes over Tumultus and Berkeley, and before that won the Grade 3 R. Lyons Real Stakes over Tumultus and Scale of Justice. Horse number 13 is a homebred for John Exet in I Am the Light. I Am the Light is sired by It Is I, and out of the Literature mare, Gonna Need Shades, has 2 wins from 5 starts, $52,300 in earnings, was 2nd behind Sun Imperious in the Grade 2 Chicago Derby last out. Before that, won a non-winners at 2 over Just Another Mess and Dance with Doubles. And the last horse in the field is Running on Empty, owned by Ansu Khan and bred by Pete Vela, sired by Vanquish and out of the Just Victory mare Via Tribunali, has 3 wins from 6 starts, $100,250 in earnings, was 4th in the Grade 3 Herkimeia Stakes last out behind Tumultus, and before that was 3rd in allowance race behind Valero and Windy Star. And that is the field for this year's Baltimore Crown. And we will now turn it over to the steward. Maybe.
Thank you, Nina, for what I'm sure was a really, really good preview, but I wouldn't actually know because I could hear none of it. That was weird. I've never had that happen before. Hey, look at John Exet busting out a Daughter of Stay there. I approve. Your foal is approved by the steward. I do have another 2 contests actually. Post time's not for another 6 minutes, so I'm going to go silent for a minute or 2 and do 1 contest, and then I'm going to talk some more about this race, and then we will do the race call and then another contest. Okay? Okay. Silence happening now. Good job, all. 3 minutes to post for the Baltimore Crown. 110,000 currently in the betting pool. What do I think of this field? I think it's great to see so many Derby winners back. Derby winners, not what I meant. Derby runners. For instance, Di Hardy's coming here. Obviously, Tahoe's coming here. Void Space, this is a great spot for him. However, Scanlon I thought might go straight to the Long Island Classic. After the Disco, I definitely thought would go straight to the Long Island Classic. Sort of True, I thought would go straight to the Long Island Classic, or maybe wait and go to the Queen's Derby, which I think might still be the plan. It'll be interesting to see what horses from this race end up going to the Long Island Classic, or if they go to the Queen's Derby. The races are a couple days apart. You can't do both. For instance, if Tahoe loses tonight, what's Eric's plan for him? Is he going to try and get that third leg anyway, or would he rather go start a new Triple Crown in Canada? Just interesting, curious, especially since the track in New York came up wet again. Am I rubbing my hands? No? Like a crazy person? Yeah, sorry. My parents are watching a show and I had to go to where the power supply was if we wanted to get through this race call. Anyway, let's just go with this race, shall we? It's post time, $110,900 in the betting pool, a field of 14, which is huge for this race. We usually rarely draw that many horses in this race, so. Who will it be? Will it be Tahoe pulling a Heart of the Storm last year and going for the crown, or will it be an upsetter? Chiefly everyone's favorite for this race, Di Hardy, with a shorter distance, or will it be an outsider? Let's find out. They're off in the Baltimore Crown. I Am the Light stumbled at the start, but the rest were away smoothly. Oh, when the Saints is gunned out to the lead now. I Am the Light hustled hard. Tahoe, Di Hardy, and Onisimos running on empty. Void Space, that group well bunched. A break back to Berkeley, Space and Time, Scanlon. Then after the Disco, Sort of True, Asleep on My Chest, and Wager is the trailer. They go under the wire the first time with a mile left to go. It is Oh When the Saints leading the crown field ahead of a wall of runners. I Am the Light, Di Hardy, and Tahoe. Then Onisimos running on empty and Void Space, Berkeley, Space and Time, Scanlon well back again. Then the rest, after the Disco, Sort of True, Asleep on My Chest, and then it's Wager. Oh, when the Saints, leading by a length, strumming along with Onisimos up into second behind him. Tahoe sits third, running on empty, already backpedaling. D.I. Hardy comes next. He's settled today. I Am the Light couldn't keep up. Void Space, then a gap of 3 to Berkeley, Scanlon, Sort of True, Space and Time, after the Disco, Asleep on My Chest, and it's a gap of 4 to Wager. They've got a half mile left in the crown, and there he goes. Tahoe has taken the lead. D.I. Hardy sent off after him. Oh, when the Saints is done. Void Space up into third, then here come the closers. Scanlon is flying. Space and Time, Sort of True, even after the Disco and Asleep on My Chest. Onisimos quits, and they're turning into the stretch. Tahoe, and he's hooked by D.I. Hardy. Scanlon is third. Void Space swallowed up by Space and Time and Sort of True. Tahoe and D.I. Hardy. D.I. Hardy is trying to get to him, then Scanlon and Space and Time, but Tahoe absolutely has their measure. Tahoe in a strong effort today. He's going to keep D.I. Hardy at bay, and he's just rolling to the wire. Scanlon will just miss second for third. Space and Time, Sort of True, Void Space, and then it was after the Disco. The official winner is Tahoe. He's a 3-year-old chestnut colt by Maelstrom out of Corona by Awake As I Am. He is a homebred for Eric Nalbone, and this is his 6th win in 7 starts. So for the 2nd year in a row, we head to New York with a chance for a Triple Crown. Will he get the American Pharaoh powers? Or will he be thwarted like Heart of the Storm last year? And who's going to show up to try and beat him in the rain? It could go either way. Seriously, I feel like half the sim could try and throw everything they've got at him to try and stop Eric Nalbone from winning the Triple Crown, or everyone could just go, we give up. Tahoe's hard. Thanks for joining us tonight. Don't forget, we'll be here 2 weeks from tonight for the third leg of the triple. And if you're still listening, feel free to send me a link to a horse that you want an equipment check on, as our final contest is you were here and listening, and so you get a free equipment check. Don't forget to include the link. I will ignore you if you don't send the link. Good night.